We're good.
Sweet.
Wonderful. Okay. Good afternoon. We're going to take a check-in to make sure everybody's here. Do that?
Okay.
Correct. We'll do a roll call vote, or a roll call to make sure everybody's here.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. Commissioners Thompson here, Daley,
Here.
McDougal,
Here.
Duran,
Here.
Paulson.
Here.
Thank you, Commissioners. City Council Representative Chuck Hendrickson.
Here.
Okay, and Deb White.
Here.
Thank you. I'm going to call the Moorhead Public Service Commission meeting to order. It's Tuesday, April 7th, 4:32 p.m. Thank you for your patience. Customers wishing to address the commission for items that are not on the agenda were asked to fill out a request to speak form. This form was available online and was due in at 3 o'clock today. We had at this point in time received no request to speak. Typically, customers wishing to address the commission regarding a specific agenda item other than the rate hearings will be given an opportunity during the discussion of that item. Each customer would be given 3 minutes to address the commission. We're here to listen. Any follow-up or feedback will be done by email or anything that cannot be resolved this evening. If you have any questions, please contact Moorhead Public Service about a particular agenda item. Thank you. I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So move.
Second.
Second, we have a motion and second. We have to do roll call votes, so. Daley,
What?
roll call vote for accepting the agenda or approving the agenda.
Yes.
McDougal,
Yes.
Duran,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thompson, yes. Approve the consent agenda. Motion, please.
Durand,
Motion.
motion to approve.
Okay,
Daily second.
thank you. We have a motion by Duran, seconded by Daley to approve the consent agenda. Voting by roll call vote, Daley? Yes? Or, seeing assent. McDougal,
Yes.
Durand,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thompson, yes. Customers to be heard or recognitions, any recognitions?
None this evening.
Thank you. And there were no customers to be heard. Old business, anybody have any old business they would like to follow up on? Okay, seeing a shake of heads, we'll move on to reports. City Council report, either, well, Chuck, since you're here, Mr. Hendrickson, or if not, Deb White.
I can give it real quick. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Commissioner members. It's been a while since we had our last council meeting, but with our last council meeting, Steve Moore gave a forestry update, especially the ash borer, what's coming down the pike, which just seems to me kind of minimal compared to what's going on right now. But and then we had a 2020 legislative update with Lisa Bodie, so we just prioritized what we were going to look for in the legislature for 2020 and 2021. So other than that, you know, just with the COVID thing, just shelter in place, and we're making sure everybody's safe. So thanks. And Deb, if you have anything to add to that, then it's fine.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is just if the general manager can just express, or our interim general manager, just express to the MPS workers our gratitude. I think, you know, this is unprecedented times, and I can't think of a time where we are, you know, more thankful to have reliable utilities, to know that our lights are still going to be on and that we have clean, safe drinking water. And so just, you know, we know that this is tough on them and their families. And if you could just let them know how much we really appreciate the work they're doing.
And I would echo that too. And it seems like Moorhead Public Service and the City Council are working very well together in this, with the flood fight and with the COVID and even that winter storm. So I'll echo what Councilmember White said. It's going well, and I appreciate everything Moorhead Public Service is doing right now. So thank you.
Yeah, I will relay the message, and yes, they're doing a great job, and we're working well with the city on the flood fight, the COVID-19, and the snowstorm we had last week. So,
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you for the update. Public Service Commission, any updates on any meetings or concerns or, okay? I'm seeing no affirmative response. Manager's report, Mr. Schmidt.
sure. So just a quick update with the trifecta of storms that we've had over the last couple weeks and last week. Related to COVID-19, we've gone to alternating schedules. We have employees teleworking as well. And then we do also have employees in the office every day of the week. We're doing this so that we can continue to provide the essential services, both water and electricity, to the customers of the City of Moorhead and Moorhead Public Service. Along with that, we've done a lot of this implementation just to make sure that we keep our employees healthy so that they can, if we do have a problem with a water main break or we have an outage, electrical outage, that we're able to get out there and take care of it. So just wanted to give you a quick update with that. Also, if customers are struggling with paying their utility bills in this time of uncertainty, please contact the Moorhead Public Service Business Office during regular hours, and we can work with you on all those things, including if you have auto payments and those are needing to be turned off or postponed for a while, we can do that as well too. So if you have any concerns, please let us know. With relations to the flood, we're still doing our flood fight. It's kind of been put on pause as of over the weekend just due to the weather and the storm that we've had. So we'll continue to work with city staff on that. And I know some things have been turned back on or other things have been opened up because of the river levels, and we'll continue to watch those as well too. Other than that, that's all I have for mine, unless you got questions.
Thank you. Typically, we would accept the report, or do you think we don't need to do that today?
Yeah, we've looked into it. We don't need to accept the reports unless it's an actual written report.
Okay, great, thank you. Moving on to item number 9, to approve the task order agreement for professional services with AE2S.
Sure. So again, this is a Water Division item, and we're looking to get some professional services to work through the American Water Infrastructure Act of 2018 and to bring us into compliance with that as well too. I'm going to have Mark Pritchard. He's our water plant supervisor. He's going to talk about the details of the item.
All right, are we on? Thank you, Travis. I'm Mark Pritchard. I'm the water plant supervisor. The AWIA item that's before you, item number 9, is for regulatory compliance regarding a new amendment to the Safe Drinking Water Act. After the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the United States put considerable effort into analyzing vulnerabilities of critical infrastructure, water critical infrastructure being one of the main portions. Specifically in 2002, Congress passed what was called the Public Health Security and Bioterrorism Preparedness and Response Act. And what that did was it mandated that all public water supplies that serve greater than 3,300 end users conduct what is called a vulnerability assessment. And the work is implied in the name. There's asset threat pairs that are analyzed, and then potential mitigation strategies are implemented based on the findings. This Bioterror Act most recent amendment is called AWIA. It stands for America's Water Infrastructure Act. This builds upon this original amendment by adding additional factors into the vulnerability assessment, and it also has provisions for revalidation and recertification on a regular basis, where the original Bioterror Act actually was a one-time document that had no recertification. So there's a couple changes in there that involves a substantial amount of revalidating what was done in the past, as well as additional environmental factors that weren't originally in that assessment. In 2004, when this work was originally completed for the original Bioterror Act, Moorhead Public Service used the consulting services of A2S to facilitate this work. Like before, we are now asking for approval for working with A2S yet again to complete this compliance work for the AWIA Act. The work is outlined in Task Order 2020-1. This work will incorporate revalidating and recertifying the vulnerability assessment, and then also incorporating updates to a emergency response plan that is mandated to be submitted or recertified rather 6 months after the original assessment verification. The scope of work attached in the draft of Task Order 2020-1 is expected to have a total cost of $55,000, and it is in the existing Water Division budget for 2020. And I would like to also mention that the 2 items that are attached to this item are currently in draft form. We do have 2 revisions that are, to my understanding, agreed by both parties at this time, and I think I might let John speak to those 2 items here at this time.
The items we addressed were some further definition of the scope of work and then indemnification provisions in the contract. And I've reviewed them. We've worked out the wording, and we're satisfied that it meets the needs of Moorhead Public Service. So the actual contract you have would have 2 provisions changed in accordance with those 2 amendments.
Yeah, one other thing to note. So you're approving 2 things tonight. You're approving the professional services agreement or task order agreement, and then you're also approving the task order to do the compliance work as well. The reason for the professional services task order agreement is because their last agreement has lapsed, so we need to update that agreement as well, too.
Questions, commissioners?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Paulson.
Go ahead.
The only question I have is the lump sum amount, and can you explain why we're pursuing a lump sum contract for this work instead of an hourly not to exceed?
Actually, the provisions within the task order are a not to exceed value of $55,000. The anticipated amount, depending on if we have extra work that need be completed, that can be arranged for their standard hourly rates as well.
Okay, so it's a lump sum hourly contract, basically.
Correct.
Okay. Nothing further, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Paulson. Any other questions, commissioners?
Commissioner Durand would move approval.
Second?
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Durand, second by Commissioner McDougall, to approve the task order agreement. Doing a roll call vote. We'll change it up a bit. We'll start with Commissioner McDougall,
Yes.
Commissioner Durand,
Yes.
Commissioner Paulson,
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson, yes. Commissioner Daly.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I have a motion, second, and we have passed that motion. Everybody has through roll call vote. Moving on to item number 10, approve the master professional services agreement with Braun Intertech Corporation for construction materials testing.
I'll start off with this. So on an annual basis, we, as part of all of our construction that we do in town, we have materials testing, and really that's compaction testing, concrete testing, and we utilized Braun in the past. We bring this forward on an annual basis as well so that they can get a reapproval on it as well. I'm going to let Jake Long talk from here on this. He's our water distribution supervisor.
Jake Long, Water Distribution Supervisor. The item in front of you is in regards to the approval of a master professional services agreement between Moorhead Public Service and Braun Intertech Corporation for performing geotechnical services for 2020 construction projects. The majority of the work being performed, as Travis mentioned, is material density testing and concrete testing for water main break repairs and water main replacement projects. This year there will also be some testing for the lime sludge dewatering facility. The budget for water main break and replacements is approximately $30,000, as well as the budget for the lime sludge dewatering facility, approximately $20,000. MPS received quotes from other local firms and determined Brown Intertech was the most cost-effective. Also, as Travis mentioned, MPS has worked with Brown Intertech for the past several years, and they do a great job providing these services efficiently and effectively. I'll take any questions.
Commissioners, any questions?
No.
Okay, I'll be willing to entertain a motion then.
Move to approve Daley.
Second by
Okay.
Paulson.
I have a motion by Daley, seconded by Paulson. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Durand,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Thompson, yes. Daley,
Yes.
and McDougal.
Yes.
Okay. Items passed. Item number 11. Award bid for 20th Avenue South water main replacement.
I'll have Jake speak to this, but it's an annual project that we've got going. Sorry about that. Again, I'll have Jake Long speak to this as well, too. This is a major project that we're doing in the city of Moorhead, replacing water main from 15th Avenue to 15th Street to 20th Street on 20th Avenue. It's in conjunction with a city of Moorhead project as well. And I'll let Jake go from here on that.
Thank you, Travis. For this item on the agenda, we're asking to award the bid for the 20th Avenue water main replacement project. This project consists of replacing approximately 2,800 feet of aging water main. We've been coordinating with the city engineering staff on this project, as well as they will complete a street rehabilitation project in the same area. The commission approved the specifications and authorized advertisements for bids on the March 3rd, 2020 meeting. The bids were opened on March 25th, 2020. We received 2 bids as shown on the attached bid tabulation sheet. We are recommending to award the bid from Key Contracting. There's 2 components to this bid package. The base bid is a price of $597,303, which this portion of the project is 12-inch water main from about 15th Street to 20th Street on 20th Avenue. And then alternate number 1 bid price of $98,579. This is a portion on 18th Street in between 18th and 20th Avenue South. We're asking to award the base bid plus the alternate number 1 for a total of $695,882. The engineer's estimate of the total project was $716,000. We had a budget of $731,000. Key Contracting is a reputable contractor in the area, and they have successfully performed several projects for us in the past, including the most recent last year's Center Avenue water main replacement, and as well as the South Side water main replacement in 2018. With past history with Key Contracting and the competitive bid, under the engineer's estimate, we feel confident and recommend awarding the base bid as well as the alternate number 1 to Key Contracting. I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Jake. Questions?
Chuck's talking.
Chuck, you're muted. Chuck, you're muted. Okay,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. With that water main replacement, I think I asked this at the city council meeting, but is it 100% cast iron replacement?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. That's music to my ears. Thank you.
Questions? Commissioner Paulson?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Paulson.
Right, go ahead, Commissioner Paulson.
To Chuck's point, that neighborhood has had a lot of serious water main breaks in the past couple of years. And I think this is a great project to show the cooperation between the City Public Works Department and the Public Service Department as well. The ability to replace this cast iron water main along with the city reconstruction of the street section is a great cost-saving opportunity for both entities. And so I'm pretty pleased to see that the bids came in under the engineer's estimate, and we're replacing cast iron and working in close cooperation with the city. This is certainly a great project for that neighborhood.
Thank you. Chuck, did you have something else? Okay, no.
No, I didn't. I
Okay.
raised my hand and then I put it back down, so sorry about that.
Okay, that's all right. Any other questions or comments for Jake? Just a clarification, how much cast iron are we?
We'll be replacing in this project approximately 2,800 feet
Because
cast iron.
it just says 22 in the,
Yeah, well, that's alternate, or that's base bid is
Oh, and-
2,200 of 12-inch cast iron, and the rest of it, which is approximately 520 feet, that's 6-inch cast iron.
all right, thanks for the clarification, appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm ready for a motion then, folks?
Madam Chair, I'll make the motion to approve the base bid and alternate one.
Thank you,
And
Commissioner
I'll
Paulson.
second it by McDougal.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Paulson, seconded by McDougal to approve the award, to award the bid for the 20th Avenue South Water Main replacement. Any other discussion? Okay, ready for a vote. Paulson?
Yes?
Thompson, yes. Daley?
Yes.
McDougal?
Yes.
And Duran?
Yes.
Okay, the item is approved. We will not be closing the meeting for executive session. Thank you, Jake. And reminder that we have upcoming meetings on the 21st of April, probably using the same format. Possibly on May 5th, if needed, and May 19th. Those are our three upcoming. There's some meeting
Madam Chair.
Pardon me?
Madam Chair, we're looking at the schedule, and we'll, if the meetings are necessary, if we have something that is pertinent, we'll have the meeting. If not, we'll just shift everything out to the next meeting, so
Right.
just so everybody's aware.
Okay, great. So, stand by. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Daley, so moved.
Second, do we have to second it and roll call this one? So let's do this.
Paulson will second.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Paulson. So we have a motion and a second. Thompson, yes. Daley? That's a thumbs up, I guess.
Yes.
McDougal?
Yes.
Duran?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming. Appreciate your patience with the technology.
Thanks, Chris. Good to see everybody.
Good to see you too.
See everybody. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
all.
all.